Hey guys, this is Ted Kovacic with Crow Studios. Excited to kind of share with you the stuff that we've been working on for the month of June. And just to give everyone an understanding, right? This is just a prototyping phase. We got a kind of more detailed development phase timeline set up now on the Patreon for anybody who wants to go and check that out. But essentially, we're starting off with a 3-year prototyping phase and when we're going to start moving on after that into more of the alpha, pre-alpha, beta, etc. Um, and so, one of the things that I kind of wanted to show off is the work that we've been doing on the campaign map and taking a look at some of the different assets that we've kind of just set up initially, um, just kind of bare bones right now to be able to start working on the logical functionality of the game itself, getting the nav mesh put together so the different nav mesh agents are able to move around the map correctly and getting the mesh set up for the base layer of the campaign map with the different continents and territories set up appropriately. We also wanted to work on the settlements and the armies and the navies as the primary agents that are going to be the forefront of a lot of the campaign map materials. And so, with that, we wanted to kind of show this off and get a new game started. And, really in this scenario, we just have set up the United States as one side and then Great Britain as another side. And as we continue to get this functionality rolled out, we'll continue to add the rest of the nations here. And, okay, so I got duplicated audio here. I got to turn off one of these things. Okay, that's a lot better. So you can see here we got the two users. One here is playing as the United States and the other is Great Britain. And they both started their respective parts of the game campaign map based on their faction location. Unless, of course, this was set to randomized. They would go to their respective locations, whatever it ended up being. And there's a lot to go over here, so one of the first things I want to point out is here in the top left, the default setting right now that we have for the game that I created was just 1 minute for every turn, so every 60 seconds it'll progress along those dots there until it gets to the next corresponding month. And then each turn will function with your treasury and other things. You can see here in the settlement tab, the name of the settlement, the tier of what that settlement is. And, Washington, D.C. here is a little bit bigger city, metropolis city, and that's due to that population. Population is a very important thing. It allows your settlement to advance to the next tier, which is going to require a construction of a additional government type building. But really that population is key to even enabling that option in the first place. You have your growth percentage which plays into that population. And that also kind of dictates your tax income based on that population. You have your governor here. We're going to add in different traits for your governor, which is going to give you some benefits to having certain governors for certain type of settlements and the way you want to use that settlement. We have religion, which is going to be based on your population diversity and your income here, your tax level, which is going to be like high, normal, low, as well as your tax income. And this tax income and your trade income get applied to your treasury every turn. We have the star for victory points, the medal for your prestige points, and then your relics there in the bottom right. And we got diplomacy button, a research button, your faction management button, another button for trade and exports, and then a last one there for your objectives. So that's kind of an overview of some of the user interface that we're playing around with as far as this prototype is. You can get some more screen space by removing that element as well as your minimap. The minimap is another thing that we worked on here with your little view box there. of what you're seeing, and you can click around the mini box here to very quickly move around the campaign map to be where you want to be. And you can use WASD to move around. If you hold shift while moving it, you can move around much more quickly. We also have scrolling in and out, and you can drag the map around with your middle mouse button. So there's some ways you can navigate the campaign map. If you want to, you can click on these different agents, right? So we already showed you settlements, but here's your army, the different units. Right now I have like 40 available slots per army and navy. I don't know if that's gonna be like doable, but we're gonna try it out and see how it works. And essentially, you left click your agent and right click them around the different areas here, so you could see that you will get a path that will be generated with different colors based on how many turns it's going to take to progress. So for every color change, it's 1 turn. So you can see that that's going to take 1 turn. That's going to take at least 5 turns. Here you can see with the Navy, same kind of deal going on here. But one interesting thing that we ran into an issue was, if you wanted to get to a place directly, it wasn't too much of a challenge, but if you want to get like on the other side of Central America here, you're going to have to circumnavigate either the North America or South America to get around to that side. And so when you do right click there on the side of Central America, it will coordinate different waypoints to circumnavigate around that continent to be able to arrive at where you're wanting to. So that was one of the things that we worked on here in June. And there's I guess I want to show you also the map here that we've been working on. So we've been working in Blender to take just SVG, extruding it, and cutting it up into different territory sections in Blender, and bringing it into Unity here, and taking the different tops to highlight. But you can see here, this is North America with the different territory set up in kind of a Risk fashion, if you ever played the board game Risk. And here's Iceland, Scandinavia. Europe was broken down a little bit differently based on the way that we wanted to do it, because of the different countries that come into play. And as you go around conquering these different territories, if that's how you want to play, and that's how you want to win the game, if you're able to take over an entire continent, that's a huge deal, and you're going to be accruing a lot of different victory points over time. And that's also going to put a big target on your back from a lot of the other players, to try to at least take one territory away from you, to be able to keep you from getting a lead on the charts. And so, we even got the Oceanic, and we even added in New Zealand here in the bottom right corner. So this is kind of overview of the entire campaign map so far. You can kind of see these brown sections here in kind of the European, African, and Asian section here. And what this really does is it allows your navies to be able to cut through while your armies can still walk over. And this is really helpful because it allows you to have multiple paths to and from different locations, depending on how you want to navigate or what direction you want to go. You can go through the Mediterranean here, you can go through the Black Sea, you can also cut over across to the Caspian, if you really want to. You could also go through the Suez Canal if you want to get over to India or the Oceanic continent piece there. So this is very nice to be able to navigate between these different areas over the bodies of water. And so I think that kind of covers a lot of the different things that we've been working on here in June, and kind of continuing on some of the things that we want to finish wrapping up here. We want to work on the training section for settlements. You can start producing armies and navies. We want to make it so that navies can be able to embark your armies on them, and then also take them across to different land masses and disembark them. That's a really big thing that we want to get completed here in July. We also want to look at taking armies and garrisoning them inside of your settlements and having that play into public order. Um, so, there's also a couple of more things that, we have planned in production, but I think as far as July, that's some of the main things that we're looking at. We'd like to add inventory in as well, but really this comes into the picture when we start talking about hardcore mode or relics and, going across the campaign map and randomly generating different ruins to have your armies find them and be able to pick up the relic located there, provide it into your settlement, and then start accruing victory points over time by having that possession of that relic. So lots of fun stuff we got planned here, and excited to continue to work on this and provide you all with updates. Again, if you want a better look at some of the timelines we have set up, go and check on to the Patreon. They're posted up there, and I just want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July and a big celebration with family and friends. We'll check in with you guys again later at the end of July.